gang, pardon the heater noise. Got me a list of, I think it's 22 things to take care of here, but some of the more pertinent stuff that has shown up just over the weekend. First, my you can see a nice pretty shiny new part here. My tensioner and idler, my idler pulley locked up and my tensioner was stuck, so I replaced those, but I still have a squeak. And then I got to noticing we've got another idler right down there underneath the AC compressor, and it's wobbly, so that's probably where my squeak's coming from. So I'm gonna set the camera up and show you guys how easy it is to change either one of these. They're both really easy to change. This took me less than 10 minutes. That's going to take me less than 10 minutes too. Just break the bolt off, take the old one out, put the new one in, bolt it back in, put the belt back on, and you're done. So let me get set up. Hang on. Alright, are you guys ready? Because I'm ready, almost. Had to get my other glove. First thing you're going to do is take your belt off. It's as easy as get a breaker bar and a 15mm socket, put it on your tensioner idler pulley bolt, and just pull to the left. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Just pull to the left. That'll take the tension off the belt. You can lift the belt off anywhere you want to lift it off. I'm lifting it off the alternator, and just let that come back. Once that comes back, then you want to come in, get on your idler pulley. You no longer have the belt tension on it. You need to loosen that sucker. You loosen it. I'm going to come around here, and my hand's in the way. All I'm doing is just taking that nut out so that I can, or that bolt out, so I can get that idler pulley off of there. It's a static idler pulley that I'm changing now. See, I already changed this one up here. But real quick and easy. Okay, here's your old one. You got a little spacer behind it. And you've got an O-ring. So you need to get the O-ring and the spacer. Make sure I'm showing that to you. You got an O-ring and a spacer. Get the O-ring off. Take my gloves off for this, it might be a little easier. Okay, you can see a little spacer here and the O-ring. Just going to roll that O-ring off of there. Don't lose it. You're going to reuse it. Pull the spacer. Alright, you might want to clean the spacer up. Then you can drop your bolt out and you've got capture washer on there that helps protect the bearings. Well, this bearing is quite sloppy, so we're replacing it with a new one. We'll just go ahead and reassemble everything right now. I'll get a towel real quick. You always want to compare your pulleys. Give me just a second and I'll yeah, see all this here? All this mess? Maybe you see it falling off of there in front of the light or not. That's bearing material that's coming off of there. Let me get something to wipe it off. Hang on. But that pulley was on its way out, and I will show you the tensioner idler. See all that black just came off of there. Get it cleaned up, especially that surface right there that's a little bit shiny. You don't want to have anything on that. That needs to ride on the back side of the pulley. It needs to ride right down inside there. Okay, see how it falls inside? Stick your bolt back in through the front, obviously. Drop it down. And this one is a little different, so I can't use that. Let me check the diameter of these pulleys. Yeah, the diameter of the pulleys are the same. Need to check the offset of the pulleys. They look the same. We'll see once we get it mounted. but I can't use this dust cap on the new pulley. It's just got a different profile. It's more rounded here, where this one's more of a V. Stick our bolt through and make sure that bolt only captures the inner race of that bearing. And as you can see, that's all it's going to catch. Okay. Come back over to this side. Get your O-ring back on there. Tuck that sucker all the way down. Get it as far down as you can. Sorry, I'm not in view there. I'm just screwing it down in there so it's nice and secure. See, now nothing will fall apart. It'll all stay together. Put the bolt, put it back in. And if you want to save yourself a little bit of time, you watch how I push the belt. You can go ahead and push the belt in with it, because that's how the belt routes with AC, okay? If you don't have AC, this idler isn't used. Just comes up to a big idler up here. Pull it up, get it in, and get her started. I'm going to come back around you again, finish tightening that down. We'll throw the belt back on and we'll start Clifford up, or Sylvester up, and we will see if we've got our issue, our squealing issue taken care of. Because this is the original idler pulley here, and it's definitely loose and losing bearing material out of it. Finger tight. Wrench her the rest of the way down using an extended reach. If you don't have an extended reach, even on the 5.7 liter, you have room to go ahead and get your hands in there with box end wrench or whatever you happen to have. Then you want to check the pulley, rotate the pulley, and make sure that there's no wobble or play in it and that it's good and firm. This one was wobbling pretty good. Let me throw the belt back on here real quick. It's easy peasy. All I took it off of was just the alternator, so we're going to put it back on the alternator. But you got to make sure you got your grooves lined up. Make sure those grooves are lined up on everything. You'll have to look down at the, see, I'm off on the crankshaft. I'll have to come down here and make sure I'm on the crankshaft. And in the grooves. Very, very important. Make sure it's in the grooves. I have to move the light on you guys so that I can see what's going on. Alright, there we go. I've got everything lined up now. Now I'm just going to pull back on my tensioner. Set the belt back in place. I'm going to double check again. Check everywhere. Make sure that you're in the groove, in the grooves, and within the shoulders of each one of these pulleys that have the ribs on them. If not, you're going to shred your belt. The water pump is run on the back side of the belt, so it's smooth. The tensioner idler pulley is smooth because it's run on the back side of the belt, and the same with that one that I just replaced. The crankshaft is on a grooved pulley, just like the alternator and the AC compressor. Now before we start it, let me grab the old tensioner and I'll show you what it looks like. I don't know why I bother to put gloves on, because I always wind up taking them off. Go ahead and pan up just a little bit more here. Alright. Okay, now if that was a good pulley, I'd be able to hold it right here and this would just swing down. No bueno. It is locked up tighter than a drum, and I drove 5 miles home with it like that. I got lucky that I didn't snap a belt. And also, I'm locked up on my spring. my spring is also all screwed up. That's why I bought the entire assembly instead of just the idler pulley. So there it is. It was all screwed up. But we should be golden now. So what do you say we get stuff out of the way and give it a start? See if we got rid of the squeaky. And I don't know if showing you, I don't think I can show you the play in this bearing or not. And my thumb is not moving. You can see there is some play in there. And I believe that's where my squeaking was coming from. Of course, it was squalling real loud when the old idler tensioner went. Okay, let's start it. Get everything out of the way. And we'll see what Sylvester sounds like now. You ready? Hopefully there's no squeak. Contact. Alright, we still have a squeak, so we need to figure out where that squeak is coming from. And I can see the belt itself moving back and forth, but I cannot see what is causing it. It may just be the quality of the belt. I have another belt. Let me grab it and put it on and see if that doesn't quiet things down. So hold on just a second, guys. Alright, take two. New belt. Let's see if we got rid of that squeak. Fingers crossed. Ready? Contact. We have just the tiniest hint of a squeak. I'm not sure where it's coming from. We'll keep an ear on it, keep an eye on it, but there you go. That's how to change your idler pulley. I do not ever recommend putting any belt dressing on these serpentine belts whatsoever, at all. None. It may be my compressor that's making some racket there. Not real sure. But that's going to end it for this one. Let me shut her off. Hang on. I'm in a closed shop. I don't want to asphyxiate myself before I have a chance to post this video. So there you have it. That is how to change your static idler pulley. And changing this one is the same way. You just pop the belt off. This is the nut that you would take off right here. I'm standing way too close to the microphone. This is the nut you would take off. The whole assembly just slides right out. It's got a pin locator, so you don't have to preload it or anything like that. You can see right here, that pin right there. There's a spot on this bracket. You just stick that pin in there and tighten her down. Put your belt back on and you're golden. You're off and running to the races. So that is one thing down, or two things down underneath the hood. I've just got a couple of other minor things under the hood to take care of. Oil coolant lines going to the transcooler are leaking, and the oil coolant lines going to the oil filter and oil pump are leaking. So I've got those lines to replace, and also on the low pressure side of my, the high pressure side of my AC manifold here, this line, can you see where I'm pointing? This line right here has a hole in it, and so it's leaking out. So I've got that to replace, because Zippo's got to have his AC. I also got a new accumulator slash filter that I'm going to throw in there while I'm at it, and I'll purge the entire system. There's a number of videos on doing that. I will take it to a mechanic AC repair clinic to have the Freon evacuated from it safely. That, or I'll just go get a bag. You can actually purchase bags for Freon and then drop them off to be reclaimed. But anyway, that's it. This is your friendly neighborhood Zippo. If you guys like this, do me a favor right down there. You can subscribe. You got a couple different various videos right there and right there. We'll catch you guys on the next one, which for me is coming up in just a minute. For you guys, it'll be a little later on.